So let's drill down into these types of partnerships. So starting with kind of some comments that cover both general partnerships and limited partnerships. Advantages is you have 2 or more owners, okay? And that means you typically have access to more capital. And a partnership is a form of business, and it's not 2 owners, it's more than 1 owner. You might have 10 partners. I've been involved in many different partnerships. Some have had 10 partners, some have had 4 partners. So it depends on how many people you want in the partnership, how much money you need. Again, relatively easy to start, but you do have to talk to an attorney to set up a partnership, because you need an operating agreement and you need an ownership agreement that lays out legally in a written contract who is involved, how much money they're going to give, and how much of the business they own, and what they're going to do in the business. So you need to have an attorney, you need to have an agreement up front. So you need to have an attorney, you need to visit with an accountant to set up a partnership. And like a sole proprietorship, the income and the assets, value of the assets, passes through from the business onto the individual partner's tax return. I'm going to check. You're going to see me get up and check this every couple of minutes. Low power mode. Okay, let's keep going. Hopefully we can get through this. All right, so income is taxed once at personal income tax rates. Disadvantages, here we go. I'm going to repeat something. 2 or more owners. You saw I mentioned 2 or more owners as an advantage up there, and it's also a disadvantage. You can have conflict. I've been involved, as I said, in many partnerships. And let me give you a quick story about a trip that I took with several Harding students a few years ago. We went down to Dallas, visited with several business owners, and one man has a very successful business down in Dallas, and he started with 5 other partners, and he had a slide that talked about what the motivations, what the goals of the partnership were. And the individual partners had a variety of different goals, different things they wanted to accomplish with the business, and it ranged from make as much money as possible to hire as many Christians as possible. And he started to proceed to the next slide, and I put my hand up and I said, "Hey, I got a quick question for you." He said, "Yeah, what's the question?" I said, "How many partners do you have today?" And he said, "0, no partners, just me." Went from a partnership to a sole proprietorship, bought out all my partners because of the challenges involved in keeping everybody on the same page. Remember, people come together and they have different points of view, and that can be a powerful asset, but it also can be challenging. And then over time, people's circumstances change, and not everyone is on the same page anymore. Okay, so it can be very challenging to maintain a partnership and harmony in a partnership. All right, each partner in a general partnership has unlimited liability, and that means that each partner is on the hook for any awards that are given and that might be granted by a judge or a jury. And so if you're wealthier than your partner or other partners, and an award is greater than what the business has in it, you might be called on to pay more than the other partners. Okay, doesn't seem fair, does it? All right, so with a general partnership, all partners are involved in working at the business and in managing the business, and each partner has unlimited liability. Okay? With a limited partnership, that word limited pertains to liability. In a limited partnership, there are 2 classes of partners. There's a managing partner. They're usually the ones who come up with the idea and have the expertise required to run that business. And then you have limited partners. What's the job of a limited partner? Really one thing: contribute money, okay? They come up with capital out of their pocket, and they might sign off on some debt. All right, so each limited partner's liability is limited to the capital each contributes and to the debt each guarantees. So let me give you an example of that. So you might say that let's say you need $800,000. That's your forecast to start and run a business. Yeah, let me put that. There you go, 800,000. And you might ask each partner to come up with $50,000 in cash. There are 4 partners times 4, and so you might come up with $200,000 that each partner is on the hook for, and then they have to guarantee the balance of $600,000 that they need, divided by 4, and that's $150,000 that each partner has to guarantee, and they get that from the bank. They borrow that. So each partner has to go down to the bank and sign on the dotted line to guarantee $150,000 worth of debt, along with the $50,000 that they contribute out of their pocket. So each partner's on the hook for $200,000, and I hope this shows up in the video. And so you want to make sure that when you're dealing with the bank, that the bank, they're going to try to negotiate so that each partner is responsible for the entire $600,000. No. If each partner is financially strong, then you tell the bank, not going to happen. We're going to go talk to other banks and we're going to negotiate a loan where each partner is only responsible for their share of the debt, not the entire amount of debt. All right. These limited partnerships are often used to finance commercial real estate. So what's in commercial real estate? Well, it's retail, okay? It's shopping centers and it's malls. And then it is hotels, okay, and motels. And then it is office space. And then lastly, it is apartments. So a lot of times you'll have a developer or someone who has expertise in managing apartments, running apartments, or in building strip shopping centers, and they'll hire leasing agents to go out and find tenants. The builder, the developer, has the expertise to find the land and to negotiate for the land and to get the building done and to hire someone to get the leasing done. But what do they need? They need money, and so they bring in the limited partners. They'll go and ask people, would you like to invest in this project? And so a lot of commercial real estate that you see is financed by these partnerships. And then oil and gas projects. So the major oil and gas companies in this country will find entrepreneurs who put together partnerships, limited partnerships, and they go in and share the risk of drilling a dry hole, and they share the cost of drilling holes. And so when you see oil and gas rigs, they're often jointly owned by a major oil and gas company and a limited partnership. Okay, so lastly, partnerships dissolve when one partner or are adjusted when one partner dies or wishes to sell. All right, so that's the end of this section of this clip, and we'll move on to corporations in just a moment.